Hello everyone! Welcome back to Piofiore Faded Memories. Ah yes, what a beautiful sight that is before us. Yeah, so as you may remember, looking at this, when we left off, the director exploded the casino and Gil went running after him. And this is definitely going to be the final video of Gil's route. I did the thing where I checked to see how long I have until the end of his route. And yeah, I think this time we're going to time it out perfectly. We're gonna be able to finish this route and do the short story, and I'll give my final thoughts, of course. So that's good. I think this is only like the, second time I timed this correctly? I don't remember. I'm very excited to see how this is going to end though, because I really don't know. I really loved everything that happened in the last video though, so like I'm so excited to finally be back and recording because it killed me to end last time. The director's so cool, okay? I want to know more about him. I don't know if we're gonna get more about him here at the end, because I'm still pretty sure he's Secret Boy, and if he is, maybe we'll find out more there. But you know what, let's go. I'm just excited to see how this route's gonna end. The building was engulfed in flames. Yes, indeed. It looks bad. It looks real bad. The men of the Falzone and Visconti families worked together to extinguish the fire. As the smoke billowed up, the fire showed no signs of stopping. Gil, please return safely. All I could do was pray. I didn't even want to blink. I stared at the casino in front of me and suddenly saw a section of the flames flickering. What's going on? Amidst the red flames, a shadow approached slowly. Yeah! Woo! Is it Gil? As the men began to take notice, they shouted and cheered. Thanks to their efforts, there were a few areas where the flames died down. Oh, no. Oh, no, yeah, he's right there. That was actually very quick. I thought we were gonna, like, go inside and see what he was doing before he came out. I guess not. And it was Gil who emerged. Gil, where's the director? Did he die? It wasn't just Gil. Oh, no. He was half carrying the body of the director beside him. See, why couldn't we see what happened? Any other time and get like meanwhile, and we like or side others, and we like flash over and see it. Why not this time? Dante signaled with his eyes, and the Falzone men swiftly detained the director. I could feel my knees going weak. But as I called his name, I gained back the strength in my legs and ran to him. Gil! Yeah, way quicker than I thought you would. Thank God. Gil's smile was so warm and bright, I was desperate to reach out for him and jumped into his arms. And so I did. He must have been surprised by my actions, and I could hear him gulp. I squeezed my arms around him tightly. I was so worried. Really, I was really so worried. I'm so glad you're safe. My voice was shaking, on the verge of tears, and I buried my face in his chest. What did I do? He put his arm around me, comforting me. Then he hugged me as tight as he could. But what happened? I want to know what went down in there. After taking over the casino, I guess I don't get to know. Leo returned to the Falzone with Dante. Bye, Leo. I'll miss you, even though you really didn't show up that much in this route. And I returned to the manor in Crato with Gil. See, I knew you were gonna be okay. You lived! Finally! You lived! I say finally. I saw him die once. I act like he died multiple times. Listen, once was enough. Luca, you can get up now? I'm so happy. Oh, what a relief. It wasn't just Luca in the lounge. Oliver was sitting on the sofa, and he only glanced over at us when we came in. Huh? Oliver, are you okay? You don't look well. Oh yeah. Oh, Nicola! What about Nicola? Is he really dead? Did I doubt him this whole time? And he really died? Because it seems like nothing else is gonna happen. If that's the case, I feel terrible. It's his own fault though for being so sketchy all the time. Yes, please, take a long rest. You've been working non-stop all this time. Gil was watching our interaction quietly, and he cocked his head and asked,
俺のことは心配してくれねえのか？よく見ると俺も焦げてるんだが、この辺。
I already told you I was worried multiple times, Gil. I did my whole life's worth of worrying for you earlier.
なあ、もしかして怒ってるか？
Of course I'm mad. You left me. I was so scared, and I didn't even get to see what happened. I thought you were dead, and I couldn't do anything but wait. I was so scared.
ギルバート、今度は一体何をした？
You leaped into fire.
リリアーナ城をこんなに怒らせるとは。お前も少しは反省しろ。
いや、俺は。
知らねえけど、ギルが悪さしたんだろ？こういうのは早めに謝った方がいいぜ。
功労者に対してこの扱いはちょっとひどくねえか？俺も必死だったんだが。
You have a point. I'm sorry, Gil. He started to pout, so I apologized. But it's true that I was really scared. Don't ever leave me behind like that again. I want to see the action. Gil's looked at me, another typo, with burning eyes, and pulled me into an embrace.
ああ、もう二度と。
Gil, feeling his warmth like this, I could feel that he was indeed alive. Finally, I felt like I could relax.
なあ、
What?
俺らの存在忘れられてね。
Sorry.
ああ、まるで蚊帳の外だな。
つうか姉ちゃん、いつの間にギルとくっついたんだよ。
Right before Oliver got attacked, it's kind of hard to remember that happened though, because the Oliver attack kind of, overshadowed it.
俺が寝込んでる間にうまくやったのか？
Luca, that's...
ああ、そうだ。もうあんまり気安く触るなよ。これからは俺のものだからな。
男の嫉妬は見苦しいぜ、ギル。そんなんじゃ姉ちゃんに愛想つかされんのも早いかもしんねえな。
違いない。
They laughed out loud. I blushed with embarrassment, but seeing us all here like this laughing... Oh, I felt that our struggles had truly come to an end. Meanwhile, listen, where are we going? Dark? Others? After the incident, the casino director, Sebastiano... he said it in the last video and I don't remember. Gallia? I don't know. Okay, so it's others. We're not the director, I take it. If we're talking, I don't think he'd be talking in the third person. Was handed off to the Bologna City Police and officially arrested.
随分と手間のかかった計画だったな。しかし、お前は何だってこんな真似をしたんだ？
私、この町が嫌いなものですから。
His face is dark. I was gonna say, are they just gonna show his sprite and be like, yeah, I know you're in prison and all, but you can keep the mask.
もっともっとこの町を、マフィアを、すべてを狂わせたかったというのに。
Why?
惜しいところで阻まれてしまいました。まったく残念でなりません。もう少しでこの町を壊せたかもしれないのに。
お疲れ様です、マルコ。あの男はどうですか？何か吐きましたか？
He's confessed to wanting to destroy this town.
いや、ずっとあの調子だ。薄笑いと本気かもわかんねえ喋り方で煙に巻かれてる。何かを隠してるってのはわかるんだが。
軍警察が
Like the fact that he's a
彼の
secret
身柄
boy?
を求めています。次期ローマに移送されるでしょう。
だよな。結局根っこの部分は明らかにならねえままか。
I guess you just have to play another route to find out.
この町を壊すか。
Is that all we're gonna get? I felt that oh, I already said that. In the morning, we were having a lively breakfast and enjoying our conversation.
ところで、荷造りはもう済んだのか？
Am I leaving? Yes, I'm mostly done. Why am I leaving? A few days after the case was closed, I was due to leave the Visconti and return to the church. Why has Gil not asked me to stay? Gil, you think this would be something you'd bring up earlier? But everything I have here is what Gil bought for me. He said I could take them with me, so I decided to accept his offer. He's really okay. He's just like, yep, take it with you, you can go. Not everything will fit in the church, so I'll have to leave some things behind.
ああ、構わねえよ。あそこはずっとあんたの部屋だ。いつでも来てくれていい。
Well, I would certainly hope so if you're my boyfriend.
しかしギルバートにしては珍しく聞き分けがいいな。私はリリアーナ城をここに引き止めるのだとばかり思っていたが。
Yeah, so was I.
そりゃ離れるのは嫌さ。だが、なあなあで済ませたくねえんだ。ケチメってのはちゃんとつけねえとだ。
Responsibility?
ああ、なし崩しで一緒に暮らすんじゃダメだ。本気だからこそ。
I mean, I wouldn't mind if that's the reason.
来たるべき時に来たるべきセリフをあんたに伝えてからじゃねえとな。
Wait, Gil, does that mean...
ギルバート、意外と面倒な男だったんだな。
紳
He's a
士って
gentleman.
言ってくれ。
Oliver rolled his eyes, and Gil gave a wry smile. And so, I returned to my peaceful life at the church. The times I shared with everyone would be a lasting memory. And I would never forget the lives that were irrevocably lost to this incident. I would continue living in this town, carrying everything that happened with me. Oh, slow fade out? Is that gonna be the credits? I mean, I know there's more after the credits, but okay. Interesting. Like I said, I know there's gonna be more after the credits. I'll see you then. I'm just gonna cut past the credits and I'll catch you when they're done. Okay, hello, welcome back. The credits are over. Hit me with it. Hit me with the after credits scenes. The church deemed that the currency union's continued existence could be dangerous. You think? What gave you that idea? Each country took measures to dismantle it to prevent any further abuse of its name. As a result, the Italian government moved to unify domestic currency by next year. And so the incident welcomed a peaceful resolution. Oh my god, guys, no one never... I'm so dumb. I was literally about to say, no one died, and then I remembered that Nicola actually did. I was wrong about this. And Nicola's dead. Oh no! As the counterfeit money had been so well made, the existing bills continued to circulate throughout the world. The United States decided it would create a new design for the $10 bill soon. The church also deemed this incident resolved and approved Berlone's continued extraterritoriality. That's a big word with a lot of T's. There were 3 families in Berlone: the Falzone, the Visconti, and the newly independent Lauschu. However, the balance wasn't as tense as it was before. Yeah, we all worked together as a team this time. I quite liked that. Although the unwritten rule of not interfering with one another remained, there were hardly any conflicts among them. And so it was. With the rise of the 3 families of Berlone, we welcomed the town's most peaceful era yet. You know, I think I'm inclined to agree. Out of all of the routes so far, this probably is the most peaceful era yet. After breakfast, the children surrounded me as I read them a book. My return to the church resumed the calm and happy days I had before.
リリー、シニョーレ・レッドフォードが表にいらしていますよ。
You came to visit me. Gil?
お姉ちゃん、行っちゃうの？ええ、お客様ですから。本の続きは私が。
Thank you, Sister Sophia. I handed the book to her and brushed out of the dining hall. Just as Sister Sophia said, he was waiting for me in front of the church. Gil! I called his name, and he looked over at me with a chuckle. You didn't tell me you were going to come today. Is something the matter?
いや、今回のことであんたをいろいろ振り回しちまっただろう。うちもそろそろ落ち着いてきたし、改めてあんたに詫びがしたいと思ってな。その予定を聞きに来た。
Aw, you don't have to do anything.
まあそう言うなって。これは口実でもあるんだ。俺に付き合ってくれるか？
Well, of course I'd love
じ
to.
ゃあ決まりだ。午後になったら迎えに来る。支度しといてくれ。
Okay. He got his way, and we made plans. Although I was surprised by his visit, I was honestly happy that he invited me out. The Visconti had a lot to do. The Visconti had to do a lot of damage control after the trial. They've been busy. Ever since I returned to the church, I saw him less and less. That's why we should have just stayed. My heart leapt to know we had plans this afternoon. The time came for Gil to pick me up. I took his hand and got in the car. Gil brought me back to the Visconti Manor. He led me into a room where maids were waiting for me. Huh? What's... Maids began to get me dressed without giving an explanation. What? Makeover time! Woohoo! They had me put on the dress that was waiting for me. This dress...
買った服の中にいいのがあったろ。確か刺繍が綺麗なシンクの。
I told the maids that I didn't want to wear it because it exposed my shoulders. But they simply smiled and gave me a shawl to wear before handing me off to Gil. Gil led me back to the car, and we departed the manor. I asked Gil where we were going, but he wouldn't tell me. It's a surprise. He told me that it was a surprise. I was right. Gil brought me to a room in a regal hotel. See, I would love to be like, oh wow, how nice. But this room, this was where Bishop Roseberg stayed. And so this is just bringing back horrible memories. The room was filled with extravagant items of luxury. This room is incredible. It had a different aura from the Falzone and Visconti manors, and my eyes grew wide. You made me wear this dress so we could come here? It's such a surprise.
あんたにどうしても来てほしかったんだ。思った通り、よく似合う。
But why?
昔からよく言うだろう。男が女に服を贈る意味は、その服を脱がせたいからだって。
Oh, sir. I can feel my face burning. I kind of regretted asking him. Yeah, same. But if I come home too late, the people at church will worry about me. The sun had already set. I needed to think about when I was going to return.
今夜は返
We
さね。
just got here, Lily. Oh. What? Before I knew it, Gil had picked me up and taken me over to the Wii system. Gil. He quietly carried me over to the bedroom of the suite and dropped me on the big bed. Oh no. So we got through Orlok's route with any uncomfortable third-wheeling Wii tennis scenes. I'm not gonna get through Gil's without it. Oh my god. Yeah, nope. Oh. As I fell onto the bed, my shawl slipped off my shoulders, and my mark was exposed. I froze with embarrassment, but Gil looked at me and spoke in a low voice.
前に俺が言ったこと、覚えてるか？
Yes?
すべてが片付いたら、あんたにもっと触れてもいいか？
Nothing brings people together like a good old match of Wii tennis. Who will have the high score? But wait, Gil, the dress.
いいんだ。
It'll get wrinkled.
いいんだって。
Gil's fingers traced the contours of my body gliding slowly over my skin. Guys, this is extra awkward today because I'm like, there are other people in the house today, and I'm like so self-conscious, like what if they hear me talking? Like, that's why I really don't want to be reading this right now. His fingertips gently reached the mark on my chest. Ugh. He looked down and spoke in a sweet
綺麗
voice.
だ。
Thanks. I try. Gil, I'm embarrassed. I'm really bad at Wii tennis. I always seem to lose. I don't know how to get, like, my high score up. Like, I swing it real fast, but I always miss it. I can never quite, I don't know, I still haven't mastered how you get, like, that first swing, like the power swing when you serve, you know, in Wii Sports. It's hard.
隠すなよ。見せてくれ。
I'll show you my skill. I will show you my skill then. It's not very good, like I said, but I'm willing to give it a try. Oh my god.
愛してる、リリー。
Okay, Gil. Then show me your Wii tennis skills too. You even got the fancy, like, racket attachment. I looked at Gil's hidden left eye and reached my fingertips up to his patch. Gil understood what I meant, and he gave a small sigh.
見て楽しいもんじゃねえぞ。
Even so, I want to know everything about you.
わかった。
Show me your jacked up eye. I don't get to see it. I looked at the painful scar that appeared from under his eye patch. He showed his whole face for me for the first time, and I felt such dear love for him. All the burden he's endured until now, and the burdens he'll carry from now on. I wonder if I can help him carry them all. It wasn't as though I wasn't worried. However, Gil was here in front of me. I looked into his eyes and answered clearly. I love you, Gil.
俺もだ。心からあんたを求めてる。これから先も俺と生きてくれ。
Oh, now I'm gonna move back? Is that how it's gonna happen? He whispered it, half like a wish, as he violently swung the Wii tennis racket and did the power serve. And I was really mad at him. He said, dang, how did you do that? I don't know how to do it. And he said, I'll teach you over time. I'll teach you how to properly do the power serve because I love you. And that's what lovers do. They teach each other things and help them grow and become better at the things they're not strong at. And soon, one day, you're gonna be able to beat anyone you want in Wii tennis, thanks to my help. I promise that to you, Lily. I don't know what that was. In a future with Gil, there would be far greater dreams than fears. Dreams that I could get the high score on the Visconti Wii. Gil walked further ahead, but always stopped to turn around and take my hand and hand me a tennis racket. I wanted to keep walking with him, never letting go. 1925 was coming to an end. Beginning in 1926, all of Italy unified their currency, but behind the scenes, there were truths unknown to the public. Oh, that a secret route would uncover? This was our story in an unforgettable era. The end. I wish I knew what that said at the top, but I don't. Guys, I totally did not ruin that end scene with my monologuing. I didn't. Not at all. Okay, okay.
それでも俺が生きている僕は俺だ君の正義を今警察と揉めたとしてもあまり望ましくない。目を閉じて。奴らが死ぬか俺たちが死ぬかこれまでなぜ見逃してやったの
What is this? I can't even keep up with everything being said.
それだけだ。神の名のもとに贖罪を求めるかい？しかし彼は止められないよ。誰にも。
Oh? Hello? The finale route has been locked? Oh my god. Oh my god. I was really hoping you were going to show him. But you did not do that. Wow. Okay, let's go do Gilbert's short story before I give thoughts. Alright, there he is. Begin. When everything was done, she left the manor and returned to her life back at the church. I decided that I'd honor her request. Despite that, I had grown accustomed to seeing her every day. Now that Lily was gone, it felt kind of boring. As usual, I made my rounds around Kreta and was naturally headed toward Arca. We didn't make plans to see one another, but now that I saw her less, I made it a point to see her whenever I had some free time.
いねえな。
Where am I? I looked around to see where Lily could be, but she wasn't in the church or the backyard. I called out to a kid I'd seen before.
よ、リリーはどこか知らねえか。
あ、ギルだ。リリーお姉ちゃんに会いに来たの？お姉ちゃんなら今お買い物だよ。
そうか。
Seemed like we just missed each other. Just then, I felt someone tugging on the jacket over my shoulders.
ねえギル、お姉ちゃんが帰ってくるまで僕たちと遊んで。
うんいいぜ何して遊ぶ
カルチョ、僕ボール持ってくるね。
As I was
ところ
playing,
でギル、リリーお姉ちゃんとうまくいってるの？
はあ
どこまで進んでる？教えて教えて。お姉ちゃんには内緒にするから。あ、いくらギルがかっこいいからって油断しちゃダメよ。リリーお姉ちゃんモテモテなんだから。
the things they were saying didn't seem like things children would talk about. Yeah, I was just about to say excuse me? You're a child?
ませてるなお前ら一体どこからそんな話を聞い
ギル？
いやいやいやモテモテだって
Oh no, she's popular. I knew that they were just joking, but I couldn't help but be fixated on those words. I knew Lily drew attention. She gives the impression of being modest and clean, but her eyes showed strength. Her long, rich golden hair shone in the sun. It was so bright and beautiful.
そういやナンパをあしらうのもそこそこ慣れてるような素振りだったしな
I looked toward the street and saw Lily returning.
とじゃまたなお前ら
I said goodbye to the kids and headed to the front. Thank you, I'm good
いや
here.
せっかくだから中まで運ぶよ。
Oh. Some guy helped me carry the stuff. Gil's gonna be jealous. Really? But I feel bad.
大丈夫。教会に来るついでだったし、荷物持ちくらいいつ。
リリー
Gil, you've come to visit?
ああここまで運ばせてすまなかったなあとは俺が引き受ける
I smiled at Lily and spoke to the man next to her.
いいんですか？ギルバートさん。
もちろん彼女の荷物持ちは俺の役目だからな
Gosh, Gil. I took the stuff from the man and smiled at Lily.
でこの荷物どこに運べばいい
Then to the kitchen. We parted with the man who said he was going to the church and went over to the refectory. Once I put the stuff down, we left the kitchen. The refectory looked empty. Was it because of the time?
そういやさっき子供らからリリーはモテモテなんだって聞いたぜ
What? I casually brought it up, and Lily tilted her head, confused. Was it Laura? She's been acting mature lately. She always wants to talk about those kinds of things. Gil?
別にあんたのことを疑いはしねえんだが隣に男がいるのはあんまりいい気がしねえな
They are. You're the fifth one. Oh, the man from earlier? But he was just helping me.
ああ分かってるいやなんかダメだなこんなに強量なつもりじゃなかったんだがどうもあんた相手だとうまくいかね
Gil, are you telling me you're jealous? You're a jealous
え
boy.
ああ情けねえことに
I nodded with a wry smile, and Lily smiled like a flower. I never thought you'd be like that.
そりゃそうさ俺がどれだけあんたが好きか分かってねえみたいだな
But you too. You don't understand how much I love you either, do you? Also, Gil, you're very popular as well. Like, you go out and people are like, it's Gil! Yeah! Woo!
じゃあ教えてくれよあんたがどれだけ俺のことを好きなのか
I just spread my arms out this much. Not like that, Lily. What?
俺はいつもあんたのことがどれだけ好きかたっぷり伝えてるつもりだだからたまにはあんたから示してくれ俺のことをどれだけ好きか
Don't toy with me so much, Gil. Lily tried to leave the refectory to escape, but I caught her arm. Ah!
どうしても聞きたい
I looked at Lily in the eye, and she sighed. But, what am I supposed to do?
そうだなじゃああんたからキスしてくれ
What? I thought I had made it pretty easy for her, but she blushed and cried out in embarrassment. Lily hesitated for a moment, but she seemed to realize that I wouldn't let her go until she did. And she was right. I had no plans to give in on this one. Lily seemed to be conscious of our surroundings, looking around at we are in a holy place, Gil. I can't let anyone see this. Timidly reached her arms around my neck. Though then again, I remember Dante's route, and I'm like, wait a minute. Jesus does not care. In fact, he encourages that stuff. Her soft lips touched mine. Her fingertips tickled the nape of my neck. I could feel them quiver with embarrassment. I waited, or I guess you could say I couldn't wait, and deepened the kiss. Oh, how romantic. Even her faint voice was adorable. I didn't expect to feel this fulfilled. Guess it paid to beg from time to time. By the time the kiss was over, the hint of jealousy I had felt completely left me. Is this enough for you to see? Lily blushed out of breath. I felt guilty, but I couldn't help but grin.
いや、まだだな。もっとしてくれねえと気持ちの深さがわかんねえ。
Really, I don't know what to do with you. Her face turned even brighter and she stormed off. I ran away. Lily may not like it, but even her angry face was so adorable. It made me want to tease her more. But then again, it wasn't good to keep my lover angry. I left the cafeteria so I could apologize to Lily. How cute. Alright, we'll do the usual end of route thing where I dance around this screen so the main theme doesn't start playing, and I talk about my thoughts on Gilbert's route. So I guess first things first, where does it rank? I think I'm going to put it below Nicola, above Orlok, making the current order Dante, Nicola, Gil, Orlok, Yang. Now that being said, like, I know like it goes Gil, then Orlok, but there's just such a huge gap for me in terms of how much I liked the route between Gil and Orlok. Like, I told you all of my thoughts on Orlok's route last time, so you know, like, that route just made me feel like absolute garbage, and I kind of just had a bad time. But I had a wonderful time in Gil's route, so it's like, even though this is above Orlok's, it's like Gil's is leagues above Orlok's route for me. I said it many times throughout the route, it felt like a Scooby-Doo kind of mystery. Like, I was going around solving the clues, trying to put everything together. I really liked how all of the main characters were working together in this one. Like, it was so nice to not have to worry about, like, us killing each other for once, you know? I really enjoyed them all working together. Like, that was such a fun dynamic, and I do still feel really bad about Nicola. He really did die, didn't he? He's dead. Like, he didn't come back. The route, I said I wouldn't believe it until the route ended without him coming back, and that's exactly what happened. So, sorry, Nicola, it's your own fault for just being sketchy like that in the past. So I automatically just didn't believe it because I was getting weird vibes in that scene anyway. Like, I thought in that moment he was gonna like turn around and shoot Oliver, but he didn't. So I thought he was in on it for some reason. No, I'm so sorry, Nicola. I'm really sorry. I am. Man, we were so close to having a route where none of the main boys died, and then Nicola, no! Nicola dies kind of a lot, doesn't he? Like, does he have the most deaths? So far, Dante's only died twice. Nicola's died like, this is the third time Nicola's died. I think he might be winning. Though, I don't know, has Yang died 3 times too? I can't remember. No, I think Yang's also died 3 times. Anyways, so yeah, I like the whole mystery of this route. I did sometimes feel a little too dumb for it. Like, I don't, like, money and all that currency kind of stuff, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my brain around. Like, that's never been one of my strengths, is that kind of stuff. But it was still interesting, nonetheless. I kind of understand why Gil is the last one before Secret Route that you have to do if Director is Secret Boy, which I'm pretty sure that he is. If I wasn't before, I mean their voices are exactly the same and he's like faded in the back of the main menu. So if I hadn't figured all that out before, I'd definitely be suspicious of it now just because of the way it ended with him in the jail cell and then being like, well, I guess we can't know everything. And his face just sort of being grayed out because they definitely took the mask. So I'm so excited for that. I really like how if that is the case, they sort of introduced that and set up the mystery with him in this route. Though I do wish they kind of did it more in the other routes too, but I guess I get why they couldn't really fit it in. Gil himself, I liked him. He's a very nice, sweet, gentlemanly guy. He definitely treats Lily very well and also just like everyone around him very well. Like, he's a stand-up dude. I like him. Going into this route, I was a bit worried that I wouldn't really see him as a love interest and more as like a bro. And after the first episode, I was like, oh no, yeah, no, it'll be good. But by the end, I don't know, he feels like my bro again. Like, I know, like, we had all those scenes at the end there with them, but he still felt like my bro. I feel like the romantic scenes were like spread out. No, I don't know. There were actually still like a good bit of romantic scenes between them, wasn't there? I don't know. I think he just felt like my bro. Maybe that's just me. I like him. I really do. But he did still just feel like my bro to me. And that's just probably a me thing, you know? And another thing that didn't help that is like the scene where they finally got together was then immediately overshadowed by the Oliver Nicola thing. So I totally forgot that it even happened. And he just sort of sent Lily away, which again, I guess like that's a gentlemanly thing to do, but that was also like, oh, well, okay, bye, I guess. The other scenes at the end though that I guess made up for it, you know, that the end and the short story. I will say though, I was a little disappointed that we didn't actually see what went down between Gil and the director. Like, even if it was like a quick thing, like he just went up there and punched the director and that was that, like I wish we saw it. That was really weird to me that we didn't get to like go over to like Gil's side and see what went down between them. Like it was just all of a sudden like, and then he came out to carrying him. Like I that was a disappointment for me. Like the end kind of fell flat there because of that. Like I was so hyped up in the last video, like that one was awesome. Everything that went down in that and them all working together to do this plan was amazing. And I was so hyped up to be like, oh yes, like this is gonna be like a final battle between Gil and the director, and then we just didn't see it. It was just like, it like came out like I did it, and that was that. So that was a little disappointing. But overall, I did really like this route. I like that Luca lived. That was nice. Yeah, I have very positive feelings toward this route. And it's definitely reinforced by the fact that like Orlok's route made me feel so depressed and angry that coming to this was just such a breath of fresh air. Like I felt great playing this route. It was amazing. Now the reason I put Dante and Nicola above Gil still, I mean obviously Dante's my favorite. That's gonna give him an edge, but I can be objective, okay? Like sometimes I can admit that like my favorite character doesn't always have the best route. But what puts those two above Gil's route for me is just they had that little bit extra bit of danger and action involved. Whereas Gil's, we didn't really get that until the very end with the whole director confrontation. There really was like no big action scenes and moments in this route aside from that. And I know I said like, I love that they all work together, which I do. I love that. And that wasn't necessarily like something I was missing was like the conflict between the mafias. It would have been nice if there were more action moments and like senses of danger. Like I never felt like Lily was at risk in this route, which could be a good and bad thing. It was fun doing the mystery and like going around investigating with Gil, but I did definitely miss that like there's a sense of danger and like something could go wrong at any moment, and it just wasn't like that in this route until the very, very end. So that, and then also the fact that, again, it's more of a personal thing that Gil just feels more like a bro to me than a romantic interest. So those two things, like the lack of action and danger, Gil feeling like a bro, and then that ending where I didn't get to see what went down between Gil and the director. Those three things are like what gave Dante and Nicola the edge over Gil's route for me. But again, I still really enjoyed it and I had a lot of fun with it. Oh, and another thing that maybe sort of brought it down for me, and again, this could just be a personal thing and it just felt like it was going really fast, but I felt like it was a really quick, fast route. Like, I don't know why. Like, I felt like I was at Orlok's so much longer, and it maybe because it was just, I was having a bad time and it felt longer. But Dante's didn't even feel this fast to me. Like, every time we hit new chapter, I was like, how are we already at a new chapter? Like, I feel like in some of the other routes, like, it would take me like 2 videos to get through a chapter, but in this one, I feel like it was almost every single video I was hitting a new chapter. So, I don't know, it felt fast-paced to me, but again, that could just be in my mind, and it wasn't actually fast-paced. So yeah, that was sort of another thing that I noticed. And I did mention, like, okay, I could sort of see, like, why Gil was the last one, if it's gonna be the one that sets all the stuff up with the director, even though, again, this isn't me being biased towards Dante, it's just Dante felt more like the true ending because it had that extra chapter, or not the true ending, I guess, like the route that you probably should have done last before unlocking Secret Boy, because it had that extra chapter, and because it revealed all of the lore surrounding Lily and like the Key Maiden and stuff. This one, it felt so random. Like at the very end, it was like, it came that black screen. It was like, the year has ended, but there are things that we don't know about. Ooh. So yeah, I don't know. In some instances, and like, okay, it makes sense that Gil was supposed to be the last one you do, and in others, it doesn't. Dante overall, I feel like makes more sense, but Gil makes sense because of the director stuff. Again, I'm straight up just assuming he's Secret Boy at this point, but there's no one else it could be. Like, that's literally the same voice actor. Come on. But yeah, I think that's all I've got about Gil's route. I'm so excited for this secret route. I can't believe we've done it. Like, we've made it to Secret Boy route, which is the final route of the game. I feel like we've been going at this game for so long, and now it's gonna be coming to the end with a final route. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I find the director so fascinating and interesting, and I love that he's the final route. I feel like sometimes in Otomes, the final route boy that is unlocked at the very end is a bit bland and boring. At least for me personally. Like, Code Realize, for example. Lupin, I liked Lupin, but he did not feel final route to me. Like, the other characters seemed like they had more depth and interesting, like, deep lore and stuff to them than Lupin did. And Color Malice, that's my favorite Otome, but Yanagi, again, like, my favorite boy Shiraishi felt more final than Yanagi did. I feel like the only reason Yanagi was the final route is because that's the route where you learn, like, who the bad guy is. And everything about him is just kind of, what you see is what you get. I mean, I don't know why I'm talking about that game and this one. The point I'm trying to make is, like, sometimes the final route boy is just kind of, he's just a generic kind of dude. And I like Yanagi and Lupin, but I wish they weren't the final routes. Like, they were kind of disappointing for final routes for me. Whereas director here, if it's him, like, that's so interesting. Like, this guy who's like, I want to destroy the mafia and this city, and he's like in jail looking all evil and he blew up a building. Like, that's fascinating. One of my other favorite Otome boys is Ukyo from Amnesia, and he is an interesting one because of, I mean, I won't spoil stuff for that game, but you just see him doing all this like sketchy stuff leading up to the final unlockable route, which is him, and like, he's my favorite from that game. And that's so much more interesting to me when the final route boy is like, I guess kind of a little kooky, a little kooky, if you will. Like, he's got a sense of danger, and there's like something really mysterious and interesting about them, which the director definitely has. Watch it not even be him after I've gone on and on about this all this time. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to do his routes. Like, once I finished Dante, I was like, I just want to skip straight to Secret Boy. Like, I like Gil and Orlok, but I want Secret Boy now. So I'm excited to really finally be here at this route, but now I actually have to wait a week until I can do it. Whatever, it's the closest I've ever been to his route. Like, it's the next time I record, that's gonna be it. So yeah, I think those are all of my thoughts for now. I rambled on quite a bit at the end like I usually do. So yeah, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Let me know what you thought about Gil and his route, if you also enjoyed it like I did. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!